the faculty, we have been sent less than we were in 2007. That is outrageous. The plans for both the students and for the faculty and the people who work here is one of austerity, one of cuts, one of more suffering and misery for all of us, denial of access to education. It is outrageous, and we need to stand together to make sure that we fight against these policies. One of the things that the students have done such an incredible job doing is telling people about the push-out policies here at the school, where basically there have been thousands of students in the middle of an enrollment crisis who have been pushed out of school. Should we be bringing those students back? Yes. We should not be kicking students out. They're going to be denied access to their education. It is outrageous. We need to make sure that we stand together to make this college grow, to give everybody the opportunity to pay all the people who work here a fair salary so they can live in this ridiculously expensive city. It's outrageous. We need to stand together and work on this together.
Teachers and staff are under attack. What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Education is under attack. What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
They get their pension, triplicated their pension, and then they go home. And we're stuck with the bill.
And huge
That's
salaries.
why.
You get huge salaries on top of it.
$300,000, my friend, $500,000. Plus bonuses.
It's under attack. What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
They start walking around, guys.
Staff rights under attack. What do we do?
Oh, here they come.
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
As an outsider who doesn't need to be here, we're paying you all this extra money, and it's ridiculous.
Shame.
I thought you guys didn't want us to photo you.
What?
I thought you guys didn't want us to do a camera on you.
What guys?
The faculty. I thought you guys didn't want us to do that.
Who are you?
I'm just asking a question.
Who are you?
I'm Mickey Bronca, the head of employee relations.
And who are you? Here we go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Say something. Lies and tricks will not be mine. Shame. Fire from the
Can we talk about
Fire from the fire slow. Fire from the fire slow. Fire from the fire slow. Fire from the fire slow.
Lies and tricks will not divide.
Full-time, part-time, side by side.
Lies and tricks will not divide. Students,
Full-time.
staff, and faculty side by side. There is money in reserve.
Pay faculty and staff what they deserve.
One more time, there is money in reserve.
Pay faculty and staff what they deserve.
Really dedicated, it really means a lot to us inside. Like, we're gonna go in there, and today we're hoping to hear a compensation proposal, but I gotta tell you, I'm not that hopeful about hearing good news from the other side. So it's really important that we keep sticking together and that we understand the struggle is like, it's not like, well, we had a good ULP victory and then we're on, oh, isn't that great? No, the struggle continues. The next thing, that's why you're here, but I'm just letting you know, like, I want you, that message has gotta keep going out there, that it's not like some sort of, you know, one-time thing. We gotta keep fighting and we're gonna keep going. So when we get to the end of this semester and the beginning of next semester, we're gonna have to be escalating what we're doing, because the district is, they're not coming across with what they need to come across with at this point.
See, I want you to tell this not just to us, but to everyone.
Well, we are telling this to everyone. We are telling this to
I'm
everyone.
not seeing it.
Well, it would help if we got publicity for the pickets that we're doing, and I haven't seen anything put out by the union about that. Maybe we can talk about it, because maybe you have reasons for not doing so, but it would be helpful, because we'd get more people here.
Well,
There's
we're gonna be talking about actions we're gonna be taking on Flex Day and actions at the next board meeting on the 28th. So we'll talk, we can talk about all that. We can have discussions about that. I don't think right now as I'm walking in, is the time to have those discussions.
Can we ask some
But
quick questions, like what is being done about the proposal to cut 26% of the classes?
so I'm not sure what you mean, what is being done, like
Well,
they
what is
can,
the union putting forward to stop that from happening?
well, as you may or may not know, the district can go ahead and is allowed to impose cuts. They're allowed to do that. It's not a negotiated item, the cuts, so you should know that. It's not negotiated.
Doesn't mean we have to
So-
roll over and
yeah,
take it.
So we're not rolling over and taking it. We came out, the minute they brought it to the table here, that's why everybody knows about it. Because we brought it out and said, this is what they're proposing. So we told everybody about it, and we're making sure that people know about it. We've been working with student groups to try to make sure that they understand what's going on. We're trying to really work, community groups as well, to come out and let people know about what's happening with these cuts. But are we negotiating over the cuts? We can't. That's not what the
It's
rules
not a
are.
contractual issue.
But
not
We don't get to
contractual.
But you
negotiate
can
it.
still put it on the table.
But I keep
can't
hearing
you?
things you can't negotiate about. I mean,
Well,
Correct.
if you want me to tell you that I can negotiate over something that I know we can't negotiate over, I
But I
can't.
keep hearing, we can't negotiate this, we can't negotiate that.
We can't negotiate cuts. Okay, we can't negotiate cuts. I wish I
Can we
could
go
tell
on
you.
a strike if they cut?
We can go on a strike for a variety of reasons. Cuts are not part of the contract. So you need to
So
go.
they can cut whatever they
Excuse
want
me,
and we can
let me
strike?
finish.
It's just
If
a
you
question.
want- if
This
you
is the
want me to
president of the
finish-
union, Tim
I'm
Killikelly.
I'm sorry, Pablo. It's like, if you want me to answer, you gotta at least let me answer. Is that fair enough?
Fair enough, yeah.
Okay,
Ask
fair
the
enough.
question.
Okay, so I'm not sure what the question is now, if you'd like.
If the administration is threatening our college to cut 26, 30, 40% of classes, is the union going to strike?
The union cannot strike over things that are not over the contract. We can't strike over those particular things. When they do other things, like they've been doing already, and there are a lot of issues that we can go to strike on, and we all know what the biggest one is for all of us, which is, has to do with compensation. They have not put the money on the table over compensation, and therefore we can go to strike over those.
So
things.
you're saying
But
if they were
you
gonna
want me
close
to
down-
tell
The
you-
issue for part-timers.
I can't,
But it's
I'm
okay,
not
you
gonna
can take
have
questions,
this,
Tim,
I'm
you can
not
take
gonna, I'm
questions.
sorry, I'm not going to have the discussion at this point about some of these issues with you right now. I need to go in here and do this, but I'm trying to tell you what the facts are. No, you cannot go on strike over something that does not have to be discussed at the table.
So if they said that
You can
they-
go on strike over those things. So if you want to distort my words, Steve, you can
No,
go
I'm gonna
right
ask you,
ahead and
if
do
they
that.
said that they were gonna cut 50% of the classes of the college, you're saying that you
If
couldn't
they
strike over
said-
them?
If you wanna,
Is
if you
that what-
wanna get me to kind of, like this, well, I'm actually, I'm a little surprised at sort of like the question. I tried to give you the honest answer, tried to give you an answer about like what you can strike over, because actually some of these are factual questions. These are factual questions, and if you don't like the factual answers, I can't change
Shame,
the.
shame, 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 shame.
Work for us.
I think
I
we
want to
should
say
do
something
that.
for
Yeah.
one
So,
faculty to a union
All
member.
right.
Thank you.
thank you,
And
I wanna thank you
what
for
you're
all
doing.
coming out here, and I appreciate that, and
Not is
we do
just-
understand, excuse me, Rick, just wanna ask.
Not is you because you need thinking about the students. I win only 1,000 for month because I want to study. If the people win, I can't study because I can't pay my education.
We have made the cuts and enrollment central issues that we bring to this table.
It's
We want-
our right.
I understand.
Education
So,
is a right.
I
because the
completely
people
agree.
make
So
with
you're-
my right.
But if people are asking me factual questions, I need to answer them in a correct way, not just the answers
We
that
need
people
work
would like to hear.
outside again
So the
on
answer you'd
streets.
like to hear is that we could go on strike.
We need work again on the streets
you
with
got-
the teachers and the
Got all
students
that.
together.
You guys remember,
We
this
should
man
get
is on our,
administration,
this
not the
guy's on our
negotiation
side.
Okay.
He's
So-
helping us, don't
Yeah.
forget.
I'm not concerned, like, you
Yes,
can say anything you
helping
want
to the teachers, but not the students.
You're right.
We need
and what it
more
means
studies.
is what happens in that room is one piece of what our organizations can do. It's one piece of what a union does, it's one piece of what students do, it's one piece of what staff and faculty and
Right.
community do. It's one piece.
I can't
What
have
We
happens
have
this
talked about
because I
this.
don't
What
have
you're
uses
talking
for
We
Yes.
have talked about the
And you're
cuts.
right.
We have talked about the cuts from the very beginning. As a matter of fact, it was their proposal to
say first they were gonna cut 11%. We didn't do anything, they cut it. Then they say 15%, they did it. We didn't do anything as a union. They are saying now 26. They're gonna probably do it and we're not gonna do anything. Then they're gonna say 50%. They're gonna do it and we're not gonna do anything. Look, unions in the United States, because of leadership, have failed. Have failed on the workers and have failed on the country. And that's why right now 7% of the labor force is unionized.
I disagree.
Well, you can, no, this is a fact. You can disagree or disagree. I'm just saying a fact. That's all.
Okay, I understand you can't negotiate, but I think we can nudge, I use that term advisedly, the union, as a union, to help organize on the street. We need, that's what I meant to Tim. I need to hear this more.
Yes,
I'm hearing from him things I don't hear in emails or whatever. It's like, they need to, as a body, help us bring it out here.
Getting through the online system is very discouraging.
Certainly is.
We've had board of trustee members tell us it takes them an hour and a half to register for a class. I've heard retiree teachers say the same thing. So that means that if educated people have trouble getting through the system, what kind of message is that? What's the implications for people who are not native English speakers, who are not well educated getting through the system? And there are reports that a lot of people start going through the system and they give up and they don't register for classes. So that's discouraging a lot of people from enrolling. So there's the cuts in classes is going to lead to greater discouragement because people can't fit their schedules in to attend the school. So if the school got a lot more students attending, the revenues would shoot up. But instead they've got these policies, again, that discourage people because they can't sign up for the classes. They don't have like a number that they can call so they can get help when they're trying to sign up. And they have this push-out policy, which we've just learned from Alan Fisher. He spoke with the lawyer Bruckman, who just came in, that they don't have to have the policy they have in place now. The way the policy works is that if you sign up for a class before the school starts, you have to pay within 2 weeks or you get kicked out. And they do not have to have that as their policy. They could have something that's much more friendly to those who are trying to register for classes. So there's that. In addition, there's the ACCJC that has done great harm to this college. It's done great harm to colleges throughout the state. They are now discredited. Shouldn't that notion of them being discredited apply to what they've done to colleges like this one? And it's not being applied to what their policies are. We're still told that we have to comply with all of their demands. And the state granted the ACCJC a monopoly on accrediting colleges. And they have to take responsibility for the damage, and I would say that our administration has an obligation to go to the state and pay us for the damages and make us whole again until we get back to an enrollment like we once had. And so those are alternatives to the austerity that the administration is arguing in favor of. Union, my attitude about a union has two purposes: protect our standard of living and to protect our jobs. And if they're going to be allowed to make the cuts in classes, that means 350 people, the estimate, are going to lose their jobs. And not only will that weaken, that's going to weaken the union, because that's 350 fewer people paying dues. So the union has a stake in stopping the cuts because they're going to be weakened if the cuts go through.
It's going to make the faculty more expensive too. It'll be the older part-timers and the full-time people who are kept, and the more recent part-time people who are let go. Those are your lower paid people.
That's assuming we still have a seniority.
See, I couldn't speak the Tagalog, the Filipino language before. Thank you. So I couldn't speak the language. And it was holding me against myself. Thanks to this college, I was able to speak not only with my people, but with my own family members. And how close is family to you guys? This time of year especially, Happy New Year's to you all. Happy holidays. So I couldn't speak Tagalog, So now here at City College, they want to take that class away. Is that right?
No.
I can't hear you. Is that right?
No.
Yeah, I'm Bob Price, a chemistry instructor, and I appreciate all the efforts of the students who organized this and people from the CCSF coalition. We really do need to be out here, as you all have been saying, because our administration is adopting a worldwide phenomenon that's happening right now, which is the privatization of all public services and public education. What we have here, a very good quality, accessible public education. They want to get rid of that and make sure that everyone goes to the DeVries colleges or universities and the University of Phoenix and all of those kinds of places that make money for a very small percentage of the population, as you all know, instead of continuing quality education that we have here at City College. So, I'm very happy to be out here. A lot of the speakers have said the main things that are important. I mean, I think the enrollment policy, well, the low enrollment that this administration has brought about and doesn't do anything about is definitely a big problem. But what we know and what a lot of the students have been saying, which I really appreciate, is that we need to end the, as it says, I'm looking for a sign here, where's the end the racist payment policy. I mean, this policy is one that makes it very hard for students to keep their classes. If they don't pay right away, they get dropped before the deadline, before classes begin. And what they don't tell people is what their rights are. Students could actually add a class later and not be subject to that, but the administration has no interest in making it easy for people to enroll. So they really are not serious about building enrollment. And so,
how about free admission?
yeah, I mean, what we should have, free admission, that's a good point. The community colleges used to be free, and they should be again. I mean, I should all tertiary public education in the state of California. That's what was initially proposed under the master plan, and we've strayed so far from that. So I thank you for being out here, students, and I want to support what you're doing, and we all need to keep pushing this administration and saying no to the kind of the policies that they've been carrying out, which, as I say, support a corporate kind of model for public education, not the one that we all need and deserve. So thank you.
My name is John, and I'm the coordinator of the Black Student Union at City College. I'm a San Francisco native. I'm a father. Both my kids are adults, actually. And I spent a bunch of years working jobs that didn't require any education, and they were pretty much dead-end jobs. I came back to City College to live up to my potential and make the world a better place, however I can do that. And to be really honest, the payment policy has made that really difficult for me. There were times where I had to, under this really rigid payment policy that it didn't exist when I came to the school, and pretty much like right in the middle of my studies, this new thing kind of comes in and basically says, regardless of your income, you have to give us this money almost right up front. And it made it difficult for me to pay for books, which, definitely made classes more difficult when I don't have the book for the class. So I could definitely say, from personal experience, this payment policy is a pressure to leave the school, especially for students who are low income. And with the demographic change in the school, all of these courses is taking a big hit because the students aren't here. And basically, there's a reason why. The school is not inviting to students of color. It's not inviting because of these payment policies and because these classes are under attack. When you come to your ethnic studies class and you're told that your class might be canceled, that hurts. Especially when it's something near and dear to you. So for me personally, this is not the school that I thought I was coming into, and I'm disappointed. The turn this school has taken is disappointing to me, as a San Franciscan, as a father, and as a student. Also, I would like to say on behalf of the Black Student Union that the pressure against, Black students is real. We feel it in our classes, we feel it in the administration, and City College needs to be a place for everyone in San Francisco, not just a few. And that's pretty much all I really got to say about that.
Programs, services, and resources.
Come on, work together.
So yeah, come out to the Board of Trustees meeting tomorrow to vocalize and end this braces payment policy. We have 33% students of Filipino, African American students, Latino, and Asian students that have been kicked out. 23,000 students have already been kicked out. And if you don't fight against these policies right now, it's only going to be more aggressive. We will see the effects of these policies. So fight back and reject the 26% cuts.
So one thing, just briefly, I've got students here from my English, Women's Studies English 961A who wanted to share food with people. So we had some food left over from the party, so if you need sustenance, we got food over here. I want to, but first of all, say thank you to the student organizers for this, for putting themselves out there, for making it clear what's going on at our campus, and to for articulating a critique of the changes in the college, because we need that. We need that activism. We need to all be launching to observing what's happening, observing who is being impacted, right? Whose education is at stake here. So we have, we offer a wide range of incredibly compelling courses, right? And I'm talking about the Women's Studies Department, but I'm also talking about my colleagues in the Diversity Collaborative. And this does not happen at every community college. This is not available. This is something unique to City College of San Francisco, that we have the first LGBTQ studies in the nation. We have one of the first women's studies departments as well. These departments are the result of struggle of the people who came before us, right? Of movements of the 60s and 70s, of the social movements that were very active in San Francisco in our community. And so we are standing on the shoulders of the activists from the past as we work to maintain our programs and to maintain our departments. They're hard fought, hard won, and it's an education, again, that is not available at every community college. We are committed to keeping that available, right? We must continue that. We cannot give this up. We cannot cede it because we haven't filled our classes to 20 by day one of the semester. But that is, that's the issue, right? So that's one of the issues. So as the college has shrunk significantly, the classes that have single sections, like politics of sexual violence, like his, her, our stories, like African American literature or women in literature, I could go on, right? So there are a lot of classes that there are single sections. If those classes reduce enrollment by 30–40%, then we are down below the threshold, right? If English 1A reduces its enrollment by 30–40%, this class is still alive, we cut a bunch of sections, right? So you understand there's a structural context for how the classes are being affected. So the single section classes are being affected much more greatly. The way that you can make a difference today is to look at that course list and say, which course am I interested in? Which course might I consider taking? Which course do I value? Do I want to see at City College? Register for that class today. Go to the class. Go to the class and see if it's going to work in your life. But that movement of saying, putting your name on the list, that is power for us, right? If we see that the students are interested in it, go the first day and see if it's what you want to stay in. But again, that puts us in a place to be able to offer it if you sign up for that.